The boy is here once again. Hello everybody. In this episode we want to talk about another hero of Greek mythology named Oedipus. Oedipus was another hero just like Heracles. Well, not just like Heracles. His weapon was his mind and his wiseness. And well, he was the one who killed his father and married his mother and was the king of Thebes, and he has a lot of these kind of details in his story. And well, it starts when the king and the queen of the city Thebes, Laius and Jocasta, gave birth to a son, and they named him Oedipus. And well, one day, unfortunately, the father, the king Laius, saw a dream about his son killing him. He went to a fortune teller, and the fortune teller said the oracle that, well, this dream is just like an oracle itself, and well, every event in that dream would happen. But the fortune teller made the oracle more complete. She said that, yeah, your son will kill you, and he will also marry his mother. So the king Laius ordered to bring the child into a mountain and tie his feet and let him to die there. And actually Oedipus meant someone who his feet has swollen, because actually when they abandoned him, his feet were tied and well, they got swollen. Anyway, a shepherd found the child, and well, he brought the child to another city named Corinth. And Corinth was a city not so far from Thebes, and there was a king and a queen. The king's name was Polybus, and the queen's name was Merope. And they didn't have any children, so the king and the queen adopted the little Oedipus. Anyway, after some years, Oedipus grew older and he became a young, strong man. Once he went to the temple of Delphi, and the fortune teller told him the exact oracle she had told his father. But well, young Oedipus didn't know that his real parents were Laius and Jocasta, the king and the queen of the city Thebes. He thought that his real parents were the king and the queen of city Corinth, Polybus and Merope. So after hearing that oracle, he didn't come back to the city Corinth because he was scared that may the oracle happen. So he rode his horse and went on the way toward the city, for sure, Thebes. On his way, he met the cattle of the king Laius, but well, he didn't know he was the king. And in those times there was the tradition that when two people are going in different directions in one road, the younger person has to go aside so the older one can pass. But well, when they arrived to each other, the rider of king Laius insulted young Oedipus, and he got angry and they started fighting, and young Oedipus killed the king Laius, his own father, without knowing that he is his father or he is the king Laius, the king of Thebes. So one part of the oracle came true. After that, the young Oedipus continued his journey toward the city Thebes. Then he heard about the monster Sphinx. Sphinx was a monster with the head of a woman, body of a lion and wings of an eagle. You probably know her from the statue in Egypt. This monster would ask questions and riddles from the passengers, and if they couldn't answer, she would eat them. Oedipus met the monster. The monster asked the riddles. There were two riddles. The first one was, what's that thing that walks with 4 feet, in the morning walks with 2 feet, in the noon, and walks with 3 feet in the evening? The answer was the man. When he is an infant, he walks with 4 feet. When he gets young, he walks with 2 feet. And in the oldness, with the walking stick, it would be 3 feet. The second riddle was, who are those sisters that the first one gives birth to the second and the second gives birth to the first one? The answer was the night and the day. Well, Oedipus had the weapon of the bee's wisdom, and he could manage to defeat Sphinx, and Sphinx killed herself in return. After all those events, for what Oedipus has done, he became the new king of the city Thebes, and for sure, every king needs a queen, so he married with Jocasta, the previous queen of the city Thebes. She was beautiful, so there was no problem in that, but they didn't know that Jocasta was his real mother. Anyway, after that, they gave birth to 4 children. The first 2 were Eteocles and Polynices, both boys. And then there was Antigone and Ismene, both girls. After that, after some years, a disease appeared in the city Thebes. And well, they went to the fortune teller of Delphi temple once again. And the fortune teller said that till the killer of the previous king Laius is alive and in the city, this disease would remain. And well, Oedipus didn't know whom he had killed was Laius, so he sent people after the killer of Laius. In the meantime, a messenger came from the city Corinth and said that the king and the queen of the city Corinth has died. Oedipus got sad and also a little happy because he thought that they were his real parents. And so this oracle about killing his father was not true after all. But then the messenger said, no, you were not their real child, because he was one of the person who knew about this secret. Anyway, and he said, how? And then the messenger said there was a shepherd who brought you to the castle and they adopted you. So they sent after the shepherd. The shepherd came and told them about this child he has found on the mountains. And well, then Jocasta found out that Oedipus was his real son. Then Jocasta hanged herself. After finding out that Jocasta was his real mother and also Laius was his real father, Oedipus blinded himself. But some say that he cried a lot, that he became blind. Then Oedipus put Creon, the brother of Jocasta, his brother-in-law, in his place as the king, and he went to exile. But there was Antigone and Ismene, his both girls, following him and playing the role of his guide. Anyway, they went to a little village near the city Athene. The name of the village was Colonus. The village was surrounded by sacred jungles of a protector goddess of the village. And well, Oedipus was accepted there. After that, in the meantime, Eteocles and Polynices fought with each other for the throne. Then Creon, Eteocles, and Polynices, all of them came to Colonus to bring Oedipus back and use him for their own goods. But Oedipus refused, and after some time, when the blinded Oedipus felt that he was dying, he went into the jungles and he never came back once again. But the stories say that his body was swallowed by the earth and his soul became the holy guardian of that land. Anyway, after that, both brothers Eteocles and Polynices got killed in the war. And Creon, the brother-in-law of Oedipus, ordered that the body of Eteocles would be buried with a lot of respect, but the body of Polynices would be left on the ground, so he would be treated as a traitor. Then Antigone and Ismene came back to Thebes, and Antigone couldn't bear seeing her brother's body left on the ground, so she secretly buried the body of Polynices. Then Creon got angry. Here we have two theories. Actually, Creon had a son named Haemon, and well, Haemon and Antigone were in love. Then when Creon got angry for what Antigone has done, he ordered the execution of Antigone. Then Antigone ran away. She got hidden in a cave, and after some time she hanged herself. Then Haemon, when he heard that Antigone, his love, has committed suicide, he did too, and well, both died. The second theory says that, well, when Creon ordered for the execution of Antigone, Haemon and Antigone ran away together and they, well, started a peaceful life together. They gave birth to a son, and after some time when the son grew up, the son went to the city Thebes for the competitions of Olympics, and then Creon found out that he was the son of Antigone, and then he killed the son, and Antigone and Haemon committed suicide again. So at the end everybody died. This was a full of tragedy story, and well, here's a chart about people who died: Laius, Jocasta, Eteocles, Polynices, Antigone and Haemon. Anyway, I hope you like this tragedic story. Please drop a like and tell me any advices you have in the comments. And remember, the boar is always watching you.